So, who are you?
So I'm David with Expensify, and we do expense reports that don't suck.
And we're here in the Sand Hills Starbucks, which is why it's a little noisy in here.
Exactly. But this is the place to be for any entrepreneur. So
yeah, the Red Beacon team was just over here doing
exactly.
their venture pitch, which is fun.
Everyone makes the rounds through here at some point.
So what is Expensify for? Why do you need it?
Well, we're for anybody who submits expense reports and hates them, which is an awful lot of people.
Yeah.
And the way we make them not suck is by importing your expenses and your receipts right off your credit cards and mobile phones, submitting expense reports through email, and then reimbursing everything online using QuickBooks and direct deposit. And so the idea is just to make it, because every purchase you make anymore is electronic, and then oftentimes it gets converted into a paper receipt, and you get to type it into an Excel spreadsheet, and it's printed out, and then it's typed into QuickBooks again. We just try to keep it electronic end to end, such that it implicitly takes away the fraud, makes it fast, easy, just for everyone involved.
Yeah. So can I get started on this if I work for a big company, or is it only for small businesses? Because I work for Rackspace, and they have a whole expense system.
Sure.
Right?
We have users up and down the chain. Actually, we have companies, big and small, but I'd say our real sweet spot is like the 20 to 100 person company.
Yep.
Though we have plenty of customers in the 100 to 1,000 range as well, and of course a lot in the sole proprietor as well. So it's up and down the chain. I think anybody over 1,000 employees probably isn't really suitable for us, but anybody under 1,000 can definitely use us.
Yeah. And so how do we get started?
Well,
so we're here at Starbucks. We buy a lunch or a latte, and we want to expense that. What do we have to do?
So a few different things. So first, if you let's say that you have an iPhone, just install our iPhone application. You can do everything on the iPhone, actually. It's a new app we just launched last Tuesday, which lets you create an account, import your credit card, take pictures of receipts, create full expense report, do the whole thing on the iPhone, just click submit and submit it to your manager. And so one thing that's a little unusual about Expensify from the start is the first person we talk to isn't your boss, we talk directly to you. So if you just submit expense reports and hate them, submit them through Expensify and see what your boss has to say. And by and large, your boss will say, thanks, this is awesome, because nobody's really loyal to Excel and email. No one really likes it. Your bookkeeper doesn't like it, your boss doesn't like it, and you certainly don't. So if you just submit through us, it just makes it easier for everyone.
Can I take a picture of the receipt? Is that
Sure, you can, of course. And so if you make a purchase with cash, you just use your. We have native applications for iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, and Palm Pre. Just to take a picture of the receipt, it'll upload straight to our servers. Or if you just make a purchase with a credit card and import your credit card into Expensify, and we support 95% of U.S. credit cards. We can actually give you an IRS-ready paper receipt equivalent in purely electronic form, straight off your credit card.
Wow.
Then that works for any expense that's under $75 that doesn't deal with hotels, based upon IRS regulations. But that's about 4 to 5 paper receipts you pick up at a business trip you can literally throw away entirely, and we can just satisfy the IRS requirements right off your credit card.
Very cool. What if I'm traveling overseas and I don't have a roaming data plan, or
that's fine.
Or like I was just over in Israel and I only had 50 megabytes and I used 55 megabytes. So it started getting expensive.
That's bad. Yeah.
That's bad.
So the iPhone application works offline. You can take pictures as well as log expenses offline, and it'll synchronize next time you're online. Also, we support 58 international currencies, and we maintain a conversion table such that we will convert the transaction to whatever currency you want and the historical market close rate of that day. So certainly we've got tons of international users, I agree. You have to have things that work offline as well.
Yeah. How much how do you guys make money?
So it costs $5 per submitter per month, with the first 2 free. Now, submitters never pay, but we look at them sort of as our evangelists, our lead generators, if you will. And so to create an expense report is always free, to submit it is always free. You can receive expense reports from up to 2 people per month completely for free, but when that third expense report comes to you, or rather an expense report from the third person comes, then we'll prompt you to enter a credit card, and it costs $5 per submitted per month, basically with the first 2 free.
What's the challenges of your business now? You're out of the gate, you've gotten a lot of buzz on Twitter and stuff like that. What are you working on now?
Well, I'd say that right now, so we've got 3 major roles in any expense reporting. There's the submitter, the approver, and the bookkeeper. And what's sort of interesting is they use the exact same data, but they have entirely disjoint requirements. And so we've had very good functionality for submitters for integration, and now I think going forward more for managers and sort of central administration and things. But overall, we feel very good about the product. It's really turned a corner. I think it works for a lot of people, and it's gotten to the point where technology.
Damn technology! Yeah, these cameras, if can't keep up with the writing rate to the card, it stops.
Got it.
So it seems like it's going down again. So the challenge. I'm sorry. Repeat the last minute. The challenge was.
So the challenge is there's three distinct roles for expense reporting. There's the submitter, the approver, and the bookkeeper. And though they use the exact same data between all three, they have entirely disjoint requirements. And so we've long had very strong support for submitters. We've added very, very good support for bookkeepers through QuickBooks integration and direct deposit reimbursement and things like this. And now going forward, I think we need to give a lot more love to the managers, to the approvers themselves, to allow them to manage their organizations in a central manner and just really get good visibility into their spend and spending controlling spend.
Can I see what it looks like?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So to use Expensify, you just go to Expensify.com, type in your email address, choose a password, and click sign up. So there's no big profile to fill out or anything. You just sort of jump right into it. And as I mentioned before, you don't need any permission from your boss. You don't need to wait for anybody. You just sort of create an expense report, submit your boss, and see what they say. And I think overall, this bottom-up adoption curve has been a major benefit for our growth overall, because we can grow naturally and virally pretty much without any ad spend whatsoever, just by doing it very quickly this. Your first question as a new user is, what credit card do you want to import? We support 95% of US credit cards. Choose your bank from the list. Enter your username and password that you use to sign the banking account. I can type here.
Now, what if I've been lazy for the last 3 or 4 months and I have a stack of receipts and stuff like that? Does this help me chew at that stack a little bit? Well, because that's probably what'll get somebody really motivated to try it out.
Well, we can import, when you import your credit card, we'll import generally 3 or 6 months of transactions in the past. And so we can get you started for about the past quarter overall, depending upon your bank. And then certainly the goal is once you get started is to chew through that big pile that everyone has. And so we can definitely take a crack on that from the very start. So anyway, we've imported a credit card, and so as I mentioned, we import your transactions, but we also import your receipts. Now this is what I was talking about earlier, the Expensify guaranteed e-receipts. And based upon our electronic import, we can get most of the same information that appears in the paper receipts. But more importantly, we can get all the information the IRS requires to document the expense. For the remaining transactions, we find that most of those purchases are done online, airfare, hotels, car rental, things like this. Take the email receipts that you were sent from the booking website, forward it to receipts@expensify.com. We'll convert it to a full-color PDF and archive it permanently. For the few straggler paper receipts that remain, take a picture with your iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, or Palm Pre. It'll upload straight to our servers, and you can attach it to the corresponding expense. And so, for all transactions, whether they're cash transactions, credit card, you can always capture the receipt in a digital form and throw the paper away. And so, I think one of the biggest benefits is you just don't have that wallet stuffed full of receipts at the end of the trip, because everything's always taken care of for you.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and then of course you can create expense reports, pick and choose. We have expense policies such that your accountant can set them up or you can set them up. And we'll submit everything online. You can submit it to your boss for reimbursements. And we can export to QuickBooks. And essentially the QuickBooks export has been a pretty interesting thing. One thing we found...
Yeah, the QuickBooks.
The QuickBooks integration is interesting because QuickBooks can be configured and misconfigured a million different ways. And so we've had a very comprehensive integration that allows you to, no matter how you configure QuickBooks, we can export appropriately to take care of all the information for you. And then you just click print, a check comes out that you hand to your employee. Or if you don't want to click print, we actually are an integrated payment engine ourselves. We can withdraw the funds directly from your account, deposit into your employee's checking account, entirely through Expensify. And so it's pretty much an end-to-end electronic expense reporting system for the masses.
Very cool. Well, thanks for showing this to me. We find out more at expensify.com.
That's right. And we'll see you at Finovate next Tuesday.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.